Hi, welcome to my channel, Warbow KTB Archery. It's been just over a week since I had a dry fire with the YMG. I'm going to try to repair it, but that's going to be a few months on the way. So I still feel a bit kind of sad about that incident. I really like that bow, and it was a good weight. But today I've come to do some arrow testing. I got some arrows over just before the Christmas period. So I got these 300 spine, 32-inch shaft. They're called, where are they? Deer Crossing SD Hunter, with orange and white for visibility. And these are internal diameter 4.2 millimeters with one of these break-off points in the front, 100 grains. So this is the first time I've had one of these ones. Normally the ones I've been using are the ID 6.2 millimeter one. So these are my other 300 grain. So just for comparison, sorry, 300 spine. So just for comparison, the AMO for these is still 32 inches to the tips. The only difference, I've got 150 grain points on these, and these are 100 grain points. In terms of stiffness, the old 300s fairly stiff. The new 300s feel a bit stiffer. Don't know whether it's because of the diameter, but feels a bit more resistant to the flicks. And you can see the difference in diameter. If I just put them there. So I haven't actually measured the outside diameter. I think the other ones are about 6.7 millimeters. So these might well be around the 5 millimeter mark. But I've got these to shoot with the £50 Majesty as competition arrows, because I got told that my normal 6.2 millimeter arrows leave very big holes. So I thought, right, okay, let's make some smaller holes with the ID 4.2 millimeter arrows. So I'm going to try shooting these today. I also got, as a kind of a Christmas present for myself, and I bought my Chinese quiver for that. These are bamboo arrows from Ole Archery, Ole Bamboo, and I got these through Alibaba. The first time I've made a purchase on Alibaba. So these are quite nice bamboo, weighted to 80 to 90 pounds spine. The weight on these, I took a sample of 4, and they vary between 621 grains to 631. So on average of about 625 grains. And they are, fairly stiff in comparison with my older bamboo arrows which cost about the same, but I got them from AliExpress without any kind of poundage on them. These are a bit more flexible. They're actually, from the throat off the nock to throat off the nock, they're actually longer. So there was a mix-up when I made the order. I asked these to be 33 inches, expecting it to be 33 inches AMO, but instead I got 33 inches from the tip to the end of the arrow. Whereas these ones were 32-inch AMO, and you can see the difference, at the tip here, where the new ones are significantly shorter than the old ones. So even though, yeah, they should have been longer, because the old ones are 32, these are 33. So I'm going to try these out again and see whether I can shoot them. The actual AMO for these is 31.5 inches, which might be a bit too short for me. So we'll have to just see how I get on with them. And also for contrast, I got some of my other bamboo arrows that I bought. These were way too short, they were way too thin, they broke very, very easily, and I haven't used them much as a result. But in terms of where they sit, they're just even slightly smaller than these ones. So part of the test today is to see whether I can get on with these 31.5 AMO arrows, or whether they're just not going to be good for me. So for that testing, I brought the Daylight Majesty, and I also brought my Chionji. So this is 78 pounds at 32 inches, more or less, and this one is 64 pounds, 66 pounds at 32 inches. So it should be good for, these arrows should be good for both. So I'm gonna shoot a few and just see how they are. This is the thing about the Chinese quiver. It's just fiddly. So today, if I just go back a bit and turn this, I've double quivered up with the Goritos on one side, and because I think I like the bamboo arrows to be sort of separate, so I brought the Chinese quiver for that as well. So I just don't want to the bamboo arrows. I don't want to just slam them in the Goritos and get them all messed up. So let's try some shooting. Okay, right. So first off, let's try shooting the ID 6.2mm with the Majesty, which is the bow that I intended to use for these arrows. So let's see how they do. The sun's quite low. It's going to be going under the horizon shortly, so I'm a bit limited for time. So let's just do this quickly and see how I get on. Oh, that's got a bit higher than intended, but that flew quite nicely. Let's try to go a bit lower. Oh, still quite high. They seem quite zippy, which is good. Try again. Feels a bit better. Try again. Try aim a little lower. Oh, let's go near that one. I think they fly quite well, these. This is the first time I'm using ID 4.2mm, and I have to say I kind of I like that. I might have to get more of these. So first shots, I have to say. Oh, that's gone a bit high. First off, I have to say, I'm impressed. Let's have a quick look and see how deep they go in the target. Bit of angle on one of them at least. But that's okay. That's not too bad. On the back, they're all coming out the back. Some of them are in the tree. So this one seems to have a bit of a funny angle. Oh, tricky to pull out. Otherwise, I think with a bit of practice, they actually fly quite nicely. Let's try them with the Chionji. Right, trying the 4.2mm with the Chionji. See how they go. They fit the string with a bit of persuasion. I'm super paranoid now about knocks, so I've ordered some knocks. Hopefully they'll be here in the new year. I've ordered the mostly fast knocks because I like the way they sort of open wide and they can take a thicker string. And I also got some aluminium knocks, so we'll see how they go. Never tried the aluminium knocks before. Right. Ooh, ooh, they fly off this one like rockets. Going a bit low for some reason. That one's got a bit of a... I don't think the release was too clean on that one. Let's try again. That's better. I'm aiming at the base of the, at the bottom end of the chest of the swan, where the kill is. Oh, it's gone a bit sideways. Oh, a bit too low. Last one. Oh, nearly Robin Hood. Let's have a look at them quickly. So, again, with more practice, I think they seem to group a bit better with the heavier bow. Maybe because of the 300 spine. I just need to get the high and the low of them. But overall, these ones, yeah, seem to be okay. I was exploring trying to get heavier points for these. I think they can go up to about 200 or 300 grain. But so far these 100 grain points seem to fly quite nicely. And it's not a totally unreasonable weight. In terms of the shaft, these shafts are heavier than my other 300 spine shafts, so which was a surprise. But yeah, not too bad. Let's try the bamboo now. Right, so these actually click in into the string. The string's not, I think it's 24 strands, but it actually, you can hear it click into the string. I asked for 4-inch fletch and a 2-inch allowance gap in the back, because I've had some arrows where the feathers just end up here and it's difficult to grab, so I wanted to have a bit more space for grabbing the arrows and also to clear the bow with a fletch, because I don't like having the arrows going over the bow. Messes them up. So far so good. So I'm going to try a full draw profile just to see where these fit and whether they're going to be safe for me to shoot, in that they're not too short. So like I said, I ordered 33-inch arrows expecting 33-inch AMO from throat to the knot to the end of the shaft before the point, but I got 31.5 AMO and 33-inch arrows overall length from tip to tip. So let's see how they shoot and how they draw. So okay, let's have a look. Oh, there we go. It's just right on the cusp. Right on the cusp. It didn't come off the bow, but it was closer than I like to have. So let's try drawing again and shooting and see how these fly. Right, the sun's gone under the horizon there, so I've only got maybe, yeah, maybe half an hour tops left of the day. Okay, try another. That had a bit of a dolphin effect. Let's change the shot now to see the arrow flight. It flew nicely. Let's try one of these white ones, just picked. These are the ones that were extremely short. But they fly really, really fast. Okay, back to these ones, the new ones. I only brought 4 with me today just to try out. I wasn't sure whether what was happening with the packer, whether I would need to return them or not, but at the moment it might just work. That flew nicely. Another one. I mean, it's the most I've ever spent on arrows because we're shipping via courier, FDX, VAT added on to the purchase. It came, yeah, it was almost double what I normally spend per arrow. So I really wanted them to be perfect. But that flies quite nicely. Is that all 4 of them there? 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4th one? Didn't drop one, no. Okay. So, right, let's try the old red ones. I used to like how these flew, but I could never work out what kind of spine they had. Yeah. There's something quite satisfying about using bamboo. Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's just perfectly suited for arrows. That flew nicely. Okay, I'm going to pick up and then, actually, let's have a look. I'm going to pick up and then swap to the Chonji and see how they do. So, there we go. So, I think I'm quite happy with that. Just needs a bit more practice. But, oh, the other thing to be wary with these bamboo arrows, which I found out with the red ones, was that sometimes the points come off and they need to be glued on again. So, that's going well. New one and this one. Oh, these are much thinner and they just fly like rockets, but they're just very, very small. So let's shoot the Chonji. Okay, back with the Chonji, trying out the my new bamboo arrows. Still they click onto the string, that's good. I'm always worried that some of these strings are too wide for normal nocks, hence, you know, they might break or dry fire, as we've seen. Let's see how they shoot from the Chonji. Seem to have a bit of a wobble. Right, where are the... I think this is the thing about this quiver. I forget how slow you have to load them up one by one and how awkward they are to find arrows. So if you have the same arrow, it should be easy. But if you're carrying 3 different arrows like I am, then it gets a bit awkward. I understand now why Korean quivers have the side pocket. The main quiver for your arrows and the side pocket was for the baby arrows, and that makes so much easier to organize. There's 2. 3. Oh, shoot. That was too close for comfort. Last arrow. I really don't want to be destroying arrows at this stage. Okay, a bit lower there. I don't want to hit the same group. Let's have a look. So all in the same line. These 2 arrows far too close for comfort. Wow. Ooh. Sorry, caught it with the bow. Is that a new... Okay. Yeah, arrow's fine. So yeah, I think quite happy with that. That was a fairly tight group. I shot the last one low, deliberately low, because I didn't want to get too close to the other ones, but that actually shot quite nice. So despite my reservations of them being too short, they're just about long enough for me. Any shorter would have been a bit of a trouble, but I think I can work with these. They're really nice, really well finished, smooth, polished. You wouldn't know this is bamboo from a distance. The way they perform, but like I said, I've heard good reports from these from other people. They're actually spine tested, and I've heard people say that when they've done a whole lot of them, they're only out by a maximum of about 15 grains. I've got a difference of about 10 grains in these 4. So for bamboo arrows, I think that's very consistent, because then you have like the bindings and everything, and the fletch, and some of that can add differences, but so far so good. So yeah, I wasn't sure whether I would need to return these, but I think I can work with them. So that's all for me for now. Thank you. Merry Christmas, and see you next time. Bye bye.